Uh, we know that Quran and Sunnah are the primary concern of Usul AL Fiqh. Would you please tell us about Quran and Sunnah?
Yes, it is true that the primary sources of Islam or Islamic law, or for that matter everything in Islam, whether it is politics or economics, the first two sources are the Quran and the Sunnah. Now what is Quran? The scholars have agreed Quran is not only the meaning, and Quran is not only also the text or najm. The text plus meaning. The text plus meaning. The word ikra and the meaning recite together is the Quran. So first of all this, and then Quran is the Wahy Zahir. We call it Wahy Zahir. We call it Wahy Zahir. The Wahy, our scholars have divided into Wahy Zahir and Wahy Batin. Wahy Zahir is the Quran. Wahy Batin is those instructions or those indirect guidance Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which became the basis of Sunnah, or at least that Sunnah which is part of Sharia, which we will explain later. So now we come to the point that the Quran, about two parts we can say of the Quran. One is the Meccan surahs and the other is the Madinan surahs. About 19 upon 30 part of the Quran was revealed in Makkah. The greater part of the Quran, 19 upon 30, this was revealed in Makkah. And the rest of it, 11 upon 30, was revealed in Medina. We know in Makkah, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Quran, for example, the basic teachings were about Tawheed, about Risalat of the Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that he was a true prophet, and about Akhirat, that you are accountable, you will meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you have to account to him, give account to him. And in explaining Tawheed, Allah said the futility of worship of idols, or futility of worshipping sun or moon, or worshipping other things, other deities other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these were the basic teachings of the period, Meccan period. In Medinan period, the regulations, I would read from a textbook, that the legal material of the Quran is contained in about 500 verses, according to various estimates. These injunctions were revealed with the aim of repealing objectionable customs such as infanticide, usury or interest, gambling, unlimited polygamy, penalties and core ibadah like Siyam and Zakah and Hajj. Other legal verses deal with charity, oath, marriage, divorce, iddah, rija or revocation of divorced wife, dower, maintenance, custody of children, fosterage, paternity, inheritance, bequest, rules regarding economic transactions such as sale, lease, loan, mortgage, relations between the rich and the poor, justice, evidence, consultation, war and peace. You see the subjects, about 30-40 subjects have been dealt in the Madinan verses. Now, I would explain one thing, what is this called Hadith Qudsi. Hadith Qudsi, this is, I must say that Hadith, this classification into this group called Hadith Qudsi was not there in the beginning. This term was introduced about 500 years after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by a scholar. About 500 years after the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it doesn't make any real difference between Hadith Qudsi and other hadith, in the sense that Hadith Qudsi has also to be subjected to the same rules of riwayah, the same rules of checking the narrators. If the narrators are bad, it would make no effect. whether it's a hadith Qudsi or not. The hadith Qudsi is also subject to dira or matan checking or text checking. If it fails the text checking examination standard, then it makes no matter whether we call it Qala Allah Ta'ala. Allah has said. So, in that sense, hadith Qudsi and other hadith, there is no difference at all. And this classification was not made by, as I said, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam or Khulafai Rashideen or early Aimma of Deen. They also did not do it. But this classification has come out somehow, it has become popular. Now next is, I must explain about two important concepts called Qati or definitive and Zanni or speculative or not definitive. I again say Qati, which is definitive, not speculative, and Zanni, which means speculative, not definitive. These two concepts are very important, and you have to realize, the audience have to understand the two concepts. Now, Qati in Quran and Qati in Sunnah. First of all, about meaning. 98% of the words used in the Quran and Sunnah are definitive, Qati words. 98% of the meanings, 98% of the meanings of the word. I again repeat, 98% of the meanings of the Quran, of the words used in the Quran and the Sunnah are definitive. Only 1-2% are not definitive, speculative. That the meaning is not certain, meaning is not clear. Now this is one part about meaning. About text, the whole of Quran is Qati as a text. Even if the meaning is not clear, even if the meaning is not Qati, but the text is Qati. Alif Lam Mim, we may not know the meaning of the words truly or properly or correctly, but Alif Lam Mim is Qati as a text, as a Najm. Now I come to Sunnah. In Sunnah also, the whole of the text except Sunnah al-Muta'athar, the whole of the text except Sunnah al-Muta'athar is Zanni, that is speculative, liable to interpretation, not positive. We are not sure about everything. So this is about Sunnah, about a part, maybe 5% of Sunnah or 7% of Sunnah can be called the text as Qati. This is the an understanding of the scholars of Islam, Usuliyun or the Jewish. Now I come to a classification of Sunnah, a very, very important class in Sunnah called, an important classification of Sunnah is legal Sunnah and non-legal Sunnah. Sunnah Tashriya, Sunnah Ghairat Tashriya. Sunnah Tashriya, legal Sunnah. Sunnah Ghairat Tashriya, non-legal Sunnah.